75 hard is only supposed to last for 75 days, but for some reason, the first time I completed it, it took me 6 months. My name's Steven, welcome to my channel. This is where I share anything and everything I'm doing that's helping me better my life and become the best version of myself. So, story time. Basically what happened was one of my closest friends, actually one of the friends that I'm doing the YouTube channel challenge with, had mentioned 75 hard to me. My old roommate that I was living with at the same time also was interested in doing 75 hard. I've always kind of been one that likes doing these crazy challenges or things that help me just do something better, like taking 30 days off of like drinking or 90 days of like not having sex, something like that. So when 75 hard came around, it had a lot of appeal to me because I wanted something in that time period that would just help push me forward and make my life better in some way. I had no idea that I would be this dedicated to actually finishing it when I started, but I'm so glad I stuck with it. It was actually one of the best things that I've ever done. So basically, for anyone that doesn't know what 75 hard is, it's like the 75-day challenge. You are supposed to do 2 workouts a day. One workout has to be outside no matter what the weather is. You're supposed to drink a gallon of water a day. You're supposed to do 10 pages of a nonfiction book a day, a progress picture, and then you have to pick some sort of meal plan or diet that you stick with, and you're not allowed to have cheat meals, and you're not allowed to have alcohol for the entire course of the challenge. But the thing about it is that if you forget one of these things or you fail, and let's say you like take a sip of alcohol, you have to start back from the beginning on day 1. So essentially we had started this challenge. We were all gung-ho about it. We had gotten up to, I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks. And then a couple of us had like failed, we had slipped up on things, we started over again, and then we just got in this pattern of just like forgetting something. We had failed a couple times, and the worst that I had failed was on day 35 or day 36. And when I had opened up my water bottle the next morning, I realized that I had forgotten to drink like 4 ounces of water. And in this challenge, you're basically proving to yourself that you're mentally tough enough to complete all these things without shortcuts and without any excuses. So when I woke up and I realized that 4 ounces of water were still in my container, I could not complete the whole rest of the thing knowing that I'd be lying to myself. So again, I started over. I ended up getting back up to, I think it was like day 40 or 50. And then I had forgotten to take a progress picture the night before, and I was pretty pissed because something that simple was enough to set back the whole thing. So I had gone back, started again, and I think this last time around I ended up finishing it. I had taken a little bit of a break in between, but when I had finished up the final 75 days, it was the best shape I've ever been in, the best I've ever felt. And I was just like on this crazy high because I just did this awesome challenge and proved to myself that I could stick with something for this long. A lot of the challenges that I faced during 75 hard had more so to do with my social life. I live in a pretty busy downtown area and I've got a really solid group of friends. So when my friends would ask me to go out with them, or hey, come grab a drink with us, or hey, come to this like club, let's do this, I didn't want to do that because I didn't want to put myself in a position of where I'd be tempted to drink or break this challenge because I was that committed to it. So over the course of 6 months, of course, since this took so long, I started having friction with certain people because they got sick and tired of hearing about this challenge, or they got sick and tired of me not being able to come out. And honestly, like that was probably the hardest thing. Other than that, like the workouts were not that bad. The water was a pain in the ass sometimes because when it got to be like 10 to 11 o'clock at night and I still had to drink like a whole bottle of water or a half gallon of water, it was not fun at all. And then I would go to sleep and I'd have to wake up several times throughout the night because I had to pee again. So all in all, I would definitely recommend 75 hard if it's something that you think you can commit to. It takes a lot out of you, but nothing feels better than finishing it and knowing that you stuck with it, you made no shortcuts, no exceptions, and most of the time if you do it right or you're on some sort of like good diet and you're working out in the gym, you'll see some awesome results. So if you're considering it, would recommend it. If your friends are considering it, I would support them. Whatever it is, any sort of challenge that can help you grow, I always think is a great idea. And actually, a funny story now is that me and my girlfriend decided we're gonna do like a variation of 75 hard, and we're calling it 75 medium. It's just something that we made up. We're still doing all of the things, but we made some exceptions so that we could drink for like friends' birthdays or special occasions, so that way we don't feel as socially isolated as we would otherwise. Right now, I think we're like somewhere in like the 30s or 40-day mark, and we've got basically a month left, and it's going to feel great to get that done. But more so, we're not being as strict this time. It's just something that's helping us move forward or get to that next chapter of our life, still being fit, in shape, and making sure that our minds are staying strong. So yeah, 75 hard, I would definitely recommend. And if you're gonna do it, you should definitely listen to Andy Frisella's podcast about it, because he breaks down all of the nitty gritty about like exceptions, what the rules are, certain things that you can or can't do, and just hearing his perspective on it really helps you like solidify when it gets hard, like why you should keep going. Appreciate you guys watching. Stay tuned. I've got a lot more to come, and yeah, stay tuned.